Hopefully it'll work today. Okay. And I think it's working. All right. And get the recording. Okay, I think we're set. All right, the court is calling cause number 2020 DCM 2817. This is a hearing on a petition filed by the Attorney General's office. It is entitled Petition to Establish Parent-Child Relationship. To be one minor child before the court. Parties in this case are Aaron Banda and Joanna Sanchez. This matter was scheduled for a hearing today, March the 9th at 1 o'clock. It is now 2:15. It's been set for a hearing on Zoom at 2:15. It is now 2:50, that's 250. Mr. Banda is not present before me at this time, but the case is being called. Record should reflect that Mr. Banda was served with citation and been served on January the 14th of this year. There appears to be no response by Mr. Banda, and he is not present at this time. And let me see here. Okay, so that return has been on file for the requisite period of time. And as indicated, he is not present at this time. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the Associate Judge for the Title 4D Court here in El Paso, Texas. We're appearing on this Zoom application since we cannot appear in court due to the current pandemic crisis that's going on in our community. However, the Supreme Court of the State of Texas, the Council of Judges here in El Paso, and the Office of Court of Education have permitted us to conduct our hearings remotely. And we're doing so on this Zoom application. I'm also recording the evidence on the computer-generated system. That's the official record of the proceedings here today. I'll ask parties to conduct themselves as if they were in court because you are in court before me. I'll ask parties not to talk over each other because sometimes the audio portion may not work as well as it should. I believe those are the general rules that apply in every case. At this time, I'm not ask the Attorney General to make an announcement on this case. Ms. Strathman.
Good afternoon, Judge. My name is Laura Strathman with the Office of the Attorney General. I'm ready to proceed.
Ms. Sanchez, are you ready to proceed today, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, if you will, would you please raise your right hand so I can swear you in, please?
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you. What was that?
Raise your right hand, ma'am.
Oh.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, let me just, okay. All right, Strathman, go ahead, present the case.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Sanchez, during the time that your child was conceived, were you having sexual relations with anybody else other than Mr. Banda?
No.
As a matter of fact, your baby was planned.
Correct.
All right. And since the birth of your baby, has Mr. been involved with you and your child at all?
No, he's only met him once, and that was when my child was 4 months.
And has he provided any support for the child?
No.
All right. Is Mr. Banda capable of working if he wanted to, making at least minimum wage?
Yes.
So he doesn't have any kind of physical handicaps or anything like that that would be able to get a job and working at minimum wage?
No.
All right. Are you asking the court to set his child support at the minimum wage presumption?
Yes.
And right now your baby's covered on Medicaid, correct?
Correct.
And so you're asking that Mr. Banda also be responsible for a reimbursement for that health insurance coverage,
Yes,
or the government health insurance that your child is receiving, correct?
correct.
All right. Your child, you're asking that you be named the sole managing conservator of your child?
Yes,
All right. And you're also asking that Mr. Banda not be allowed any access and possession to the child until he presents himself to the court and lets the court know where he is in his life. And at that point, the court's able to examine what involvement he's had, if any, with the child, and that the court decide what was appropriate for the child with regards to access and possession.
yes,
All right. You've had some run-ins with Mr. Banda's girlfriend, is that correct?
that's correct.
Will you please describe that to the court a little bit?
Yes. So she's never liked me. When I had actually told him that I was pregnant of my son, he ended up blocking me. I don't know if it was him or her. They ended up blocking me off of everything. We got in contact because I have given him some options, if he wasn't ready and I wasn't ready, to see what we could possibly do. Although we both planned it, um, I didn't, I did let him know there's a lot of, you know, choices that we can make. We could either have adoption, um, abortion, there was a lot of options, but we were running out of time due to the fact that I was already, getting bigger and bigger. So, um, he wasn't, trying to comply. Mhm.
Sanchez, did his girlfriend threaten you?
Yeah, she did threaten me. She actually wanted to fight me while I was 4 months pregnant, just because Mr. Banda reached out to me, try to see if he can see me and talk about our son. Um, I still do actually have the messages off of his Facebook, and
And your baby was born in August of 2019, is that correct?
correct. Yes,
Right. And so you're seeking 20 months of back child support at the
Mhm.
minimum presumption, correct?
yes,
And we talked about it, and that amount would come out to $4,360. Is that correct?
Mhm. Correct.
And you're requesting a $50 health insurance reimbursement, which would come out to $1,000.
Yes,
And you're asking that the child support be set at $218 beginning April 1 of 2021.
correct.
And the medical support be set at $50 beginning April 1 of 2021.
Correct.
And Judge, those judgment amounts would be effective as of March 2021. And you believe that those orders would be in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Okay. Ms. Sanchez, your child's last name is Sanchez at this time. Do you want it to read or you want to change it, ma'am?
No, I just want to leave his name.
Okay.
Go with grandma. Go with grandma. Go with grandma.
Ms. Sanchez, does Mr. Banda have any other children that you know of?
No, he doesn't have any children that I know of.
Okay. Has he ever visited with Ivy or Ace?
No, he's never visited Ace. The last time he ever saw Ace was when Ace was 4 months, and that was November of 2019.
Okay. All right.
Mhm. Mhm.
And ma'am, do you have any plans at this time to move out of El Paso because of work or educational purposes, or college or anything like that?
No,
Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions for Ms. Sanchez?
No, Your Honor. I did, however, if I may share my screen with you, Judge. I did mark, oh, that was silly. Let me see here. Do that again. Share screen. Oh, you guys have disabled Okay,
Oh, yeah, I don't think we
I
have it
marked,
set up.
it's okay. I marked the return of service as Exhibit A.
Okay.
If I may move to admit Exhibit A, the return of
Okay.
upon Mr. Banda.
Okay, I did see it on the Odyssey system, return has been filed.
Great.
So it's in the Odyssey system.
Okay. Then there's
Right,
nothing else for me, Judge.
anything else, Ms. Strassman, on this case?
No, sir.
Okay, I will find, based on the testimony, find that Mr. Bamba is the father of the child, subject of this lawsuit. Lisa's last name will remain Sanchez, as you have requested it, ma'am.
Mhm.
Based on the fact that Mr. Bamba has not established any sort of bonding or relationship with the child, I will appoint Ms. Sanchez sole managing conservator. For the same reason, since he's not shown an interest in visiting with the child, at this time there'll be no visitation set out in this order. Now, if Mr. Banda wants to visit with the child, then he will have to file a petition with the court at that time. There'll be no geographical restriction. And the court is fine with the child support, medical support, retroactive support as recommended by the Attorney General. All these payments to commence April 1st, and all payments to be made through the registry of the court through the state disbursement unit. Let's see, is there anything else that we need to address, Ms. Kaplan, Ms. Tropin?
Yes, Judge, I also forgot to ask that Mr. Banda be responsible for the court costs of this action.
Court cost as billed. Court cost as billed. Okay. All right, anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, Ms. Sanchez, do you have any questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm going to ask the Attorney General to prepare the order and forward it to me so I can sign it. Once I receive it, I will sign the order, and copies will be, the order will then be filed with the clerk's office, and copies will be sent out to the parties. Okay. That will then conclude our hearing for today. Thank you, Ms. Sanchez, for your participation today. You're free to go, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too, ma'am. Be careful and be safe out there.